Did you know that there are over 7 billion people on this planet, or that there are over 6,000 different languages spoken around the world? People from all across the globe are able to communicate with each other because of people who are able to speak multiple languages. The importance of learning a second language is growing as markets and cultures become more global. As college students, we will all be entering the job market soon. Knowing a second language enhances your probability of being hired in almost every field, as employers are able to use you and your skill to build a bridge to new clientele. This summer, I was able to experience the advantage of knowing French and was able to effectively communicate with Paris natives. Though I certainly wasn't perfect, it completely changed my trip and my interactions with others. Knowing a second language opens many doors for you in both your professional and your personal life. The world is becoming more connected, and the need to communicate with people of different cultures is increasing. Today, I would like to go over a way to satisfy this need and the many ways to go about gaining this skill. First, let's take a look at some of the reasons why all students should learn a second language. As stated before, the world is becoming more of a global community. Every day, different cultures are interacting with each other. With this interaction comes the need for communication. America is suffering from a foreign language deficit. Ann Duncan, the U.S. Secretary of Education, told Forbes that only 18% of Americans speak a second language, while 53% of Europeans can speak 2 or more languages. Nearly 30% of elementary and middle school schools are reporting that they are short of qualified foreign language teachers. The number of colleges requiring their students to learn a second language has decreased from 68% in 1995 to 51% in 2010, while many schools are reducing the number of languages that are taught. Knowing more than one language makes job seekers more competitive to employers. It not only shows off your ability to work with people with a different background, but also your ability to learn something new and accomplish a goal. The Wall Street Journal talks about how knowing a second language can influence your professional career when they state that many companies are requiring foreign experience for top management positions. Your ability to speak a second language could take you all over the world. You could be the person that the company sends on that month-long trial run in Spain, or the one that your boss chooses to send to Brazil to set up a new market. If you don't have the desire to travel, your talent could still help resolve cultural differences in your business right here in the United States. There are also many reasons outside of the business arena that we should strive to speak more than one language. Vista Wide gave me something to think about when they spoke of knowing a foreign language as a way to increase our understanding of the English language and the American culture. People who can communicate in a second language show stronger vocabulary skills and improved literacy. By knowing how to communicate with someone, you also gain independence. You no longer have to rely on the smartphone app or trust a translator to deliver the correct message. You can be the one to read the Japanese bus sign that tells you you're going to the movies, not the emergency room, or tell your French waiter that you'd like to order cheesecake and not snails for dessert. You can do things on your own and be more confident in your abilities to function in a different culture. There are tons of reasons to learn a new language, and something for everyone to gain from the experience. You may enjoy being able to understand an artist's work, get through a movie without subtitles, or speak amongst your friends in code. Many of you will be able to get by just knowing English, but is that how you want to go through life? We should all be looking into ways to make our lives easier and more exciting. Frank Smith, a contemporary psycholinguist, once said, "One language sets you in a corridor for life. 2 languages opens every door along the way." Next, I would like to share with you some of the many second language programs that will help you go about opening doors in your professional and personal lives. We can all become a part of the global community by learning a way to communicate with people who don't speak English. There are many ways to go about learning a second language. One you may all be familiar with is the foreign language programs here at Florida State. The Department of Modern Languages and Linguistics offer classes on many different languages. There are also multiple different clubs and organizations students can become a part of on campus. If you'd like to learn outside of the classroom, there are even more options. Websites like Live Mocha allow you to learn by interacting with people who actually speak the language that you want to learn. If you'd like to pay a little more, there are websites and step-by-step programs that can guide you through the process. For those of you on the go, there are multiple different apps on your smartphone that you can download. Today, there is something for everyone. Depending on the program you choose, you could be speaking your second language in less than a year. Now that you know some of the ways to break down cultural barriers by learning a foreign language, I'd like to give you one last look at how learning this new skill will benefit you. It won't take much of your time to look into these programs or download an app on your phone. Imagine being able to land a job with a company that you wanted to work with because you have the ability to speak with multiple groups of people. Think about how many more people you can get to know because you are able to speak more than one language. Nelson Mandela once said, "If you talk to a man in the language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to a man in his own language, that goes to his heart." By knowing a second language, you allow yourself to have an advantage on competitors in the workplace, have a better understanding of your own language, and communicate more efficiently with those around you. Today, I encourage you to do a little bit of research and find a language that would benefit you. Maybe you have neighbors you'd like to communicate with, or your workplace is opening a new branch abroad. Find a language that you think is interesting, and I'm sure there's a way for you to learn it. Personally, I will keep studying French in hopes to start learning Portuguese this summer. Don't you owe it to yourself to look into second language programs and start improving many aspects of your life today?